How good are you at being somebody's shoulder to lean on? Do you think of yourself as supportive and helpful, or do you find vulnerable conversations awkward and intimidating? Supporting somebody who needs help is difficult and most people get it wrong. So here are 5 evidence-based questions that will help you to be the best friend that you can when somebody you know is in a bad place. By the way, my name's Hazel Gale. I'm a former therapist and creator of the stress relief game Betwixt. And if you've spent much time on Therapy Talk or Instagram in the last few years, then you're probably an expert in what not to do when somebody comes to you for support with an emotionally challenging problem. Don't give unsolicited advice, don't compare their situation to other people's, don't minimize, don't patronize or express pity. Now, all of this is obviously good advice, but it doesn't tell us what we should do. Thankfully, a study conducted in 2019 may just have solved the problem for all of us. These researchers set out to test whether encouraging somebody in distress to reconstrue or reconstruct as opposed to relive their negative experience would reduce the intensity of emotion that they felt. And they did indeed find this to be the case. Looking at their experiences from a broader perspective buffered them against negative emotions and led them towards a sense of closure. This will be no surprise to anyone familiar with the power of self-distancing. That's the act of creating a psychological distance from distressing emotions in order to process them. But what was great about this study is that in order to get the subjects to self-distance, they asked them 5 particular questions. Here they are. You can screen grab this or write them down for reference. But you don't necessarily have to stick to those exact words because you probably don't speak to your friends in this way that often, and it might seem a bit weird if you suddenly break into clinical therapy speak with them. So the thing to remember if somebody is looking to you for help is that the key ingredient is space. When a friend tells us about something that's upsetting them, say a problem with their boss or partner, the most tempting thing is to jump right on into that narrative with them and agree. God, yes, they are a total bastard and you are absolutely right to feel this way. And we do this because we want to empathize, validate, and support. And while those things are really important, what this research shows is that compounding someone's negative experience and perspective just by agreeing with it is kind of the opposite of what we need to do. So instead, we need to find a balance if we want to be the best friend we can be. We can still offer empathetic, validating support by being there for them in a non-judgmental way, allowing them to express the way they feel and saying things like, I understand why you feel this way and this must be really difficult for you, etc. But rather than leaving it at that, we need to gently help them to zoom out too, to take a step back, look at the bigger picture and to see themselves and their reactions from the outside in. Questions like these, in your own words, are one way to do that. And if you know of any other ways to help people access the bigger picture, I would love to hear about them in the comments. As always, I really hope this helps. You can hit follow for more like this, and if you'd like to take an epic journey through a magical world in pursuit of mental wellness, then you can download Betwixt, the mental health game, a fantasy text-based adventure app that combats stress and anxiety. Available on the iOS App Store and Google Play.